Hi everybody, thanks for looking at this video. I'm going to show you a little bit about Sibelius. We worked on a project the other night. We all decided that it was the best option for us for the fall Software Essentials class that you're enrolled in. And so I'm going to go through that project with you right now. If you were in the class, you could watch it and just make sure you understand everything that we did. Or if you're finishing the project, this might help you finish it. If you haven't done it, then watch this video and you should have a good idea of how to do Project 1. All right, so here we go. So I'm in Sibelius, and you can't see it on my screen because it's cut out, but I'm on a Mac, and I'm just going to go up here to File and click New, and you'll get this screen to open here. Now before you do that, or you could do that, but you also need to get the music for this. So go into our class, Music Software Essentials for Musicians, Music 172, and under Assignments, go to 4-part writing and finale, and just take the Project 1 score there. So this is what we're going to do. We're actually going to create this score. We're going to recreate it in Sibelius. Okay? So I actually have it to the side of my computer here on my iPad. You can download it on another device, or if you're in the lab, you could probably put this on another one of the other screens since you have two. So maybe have this on one side, or you could print it as well. So maybe get that somewhere where you won't have to keep referring to it. So I'm going to go ahead and just close that right now. But let me go back to Sibelius. So when you open Sibelius, and by the way, if you use the command, if you're on a Mac, Command Tab, you can go back and forth between various programs. You can see I have several open right now. So I am going to go to Sibelius, which is this purple circle with the treble clef in it. And I'm going to go to New. You can also hit Command N, which will give you New. It's really good to use quick key directions. Sometimes it saves time and it's a little bit easier. All right, so I'm going to use the grand staff, the solo piano score. Now before you click Create, don't click Create yet. We want to make sure that we do as much of this setup in this file here, in this window. And if you scroll down, you can see there's a lot you can do. Now some students need to do that. Some of us just went ahead, like me and some of the other students. And we did find that we could fix it later in the program. But if you set it up here, you could actually save yourself some work later. So instead of portrait, choose landscape. And we're going to choose the time signature. It is common time, so 4/4 is common time, but in this example they did use common time. And we are also going to choose pickup bar here. So again, we found a number of ways we could create that, but we're going to just do it right here, and it'll just be much easier. The tempo text, now it doesn't actually have a tempo, but it does have a title in German, so I can type that right here. Even though it's not a tempo, it will still look pretty good, I think, if we do it like this. So you can see I'm adding it in, comma, just typing what I see in the score here. There's no metronome mark. It is in the key of G major, 1 sharp, so I can choose that. And for the title, I can just add that right here. So we're going to delete title, and I'm going to put the caps lock on and write 4-part chorales. Composer, J period S period BACH. Whoops, I will change that there. That's better. We're going to put his dates in 1685 to 1750. And so I just like to put the copyright on there. You might as well. I mean, doesn't hurt anything. Might you know, it's your music. You are copying it, even though it's boxed. It's public domain, but this is your specific copy. All right, so I think that's all we're going to do here. And now we're ready to just create it, and let's see how we do. Okay, beautiful. You see? So it looks, I think, pretty nice. We might delete some of this. I think I'm going to delete that for piano. And here, I think I can fix that. I'm going to edit this. So it looks a little strange, but I'm going to take this arranger out here and just now see what I get. There we go. Just like that. All right, the full score up there is shaded out. It won't save. This won't print, I think, when we go to anything in gray like that. I don't think will show up in the printed version. Or if we did a PDF, it wouldn't show up. All right, so I'm going to save this, Command S. And you probably want to go to Sibelius scores, you know, somewhere, save it, maybe on the desktop or somewhere here where you could find it again easily. So again, it's going, I guess it's just automatically going to scores in my document. So I'm going to save that. And you can see the title has changed from untitled to 4-part chorales. I can also go in to preferences under Sibelius, and I can, along here, I could change saving and exporting. Now it's, I think it's defaulted to 10 minutes. I changed it to 2 minutes. You could change this to 1 minute or whatever you want. So you could change it there, and then this will automatically save your work. Okay. Now the next thing we played a lot with for note entry, and by the way, there's a lot of note entry on this, any program. There's more than one way to enter notes. We just have used this one way so far. And there's a lot you can do here. But this is the keypad. And what's kind of cool, we did discover a neat thing, and I'll just show you. If you lose this, you can go up here to Command Search, keypad. There we go, and it's currently off. I just turned it back on. So if this disappears, you can just go up to this little search window and you can type in various things. But this is one way you might find what you need if you're searching for something. Remember, when we're learning these programs, maybe it's more important to learn how to figure something out than it is to make sure you do exactly what we say. I mean, both are important, I think, but the programs change, and so you're going to have to, as you use these fast, complex programs, you're going to have to be willing to keep learning. It's not something you're probably going to learn one time and it's going to stay like that forever. I mean, things change in these programs. We did talk about this, but I'll just review it. So this up here, this is the ribbon, and so this is home, and there's various things you can do here. You know, you can cut and copy, change. You can add, delete, split, join. You see lots of things you can do here. Note input, and again, we have various ways we can input notes. So we have clefs, key signatures, time signatures, bar lines. You can see slurs, crescendos. And again, these are all things. Let's see if we scroll down. Yeah, we're going to get a bunch of things here that we could use. See, all of that. Lots of things right there we could use in our music. Coda, various things. All right, text. And again, we did use this to create text. One thing we did, we clicked here, and then we could add a title. Like here, we chose that one, and we actually could add the title. So if you were in that situation where you didn't put everything in before you created the score, you could go here, text, and then go to that mezzo piano. You know, so it's really, these are symbols. You don't always know what they mean until you click on them. Lyrics, okay, we're definitely going to be using lyrics soon. So there's the lyrics tool. That's pretty cool. Play, and then there's ways we can play the music. Kind of neat. Layout. And here's where you could change the layout, the orientation here. We could go to landscape here, which we did. If you didn't go to landscape, when you set the score up, you could do it right here. Appearance. I'm not sure. Let's see what that is. Okay, so that gives us various spacing. We did change some spacing of the score. We gotta select things. All right, parts. And let's see, we can extract parts. That's something we'll do if we get a bigger score, like if we're writing for an ensemble or something, we may want to extract parts. And you can also make comments. This is kind of neat. Okay, I haven't done this. Okay, we could just make comments in the score. I like it. In view, we could zoom in. Let's see if we zoom here. Yeah, if we want to go to larger, see, I can make that larger. Sometimes that's a good thing to do. You know, we can make it like that, but I'm just going to work at 100% for now. Okay, so we're going to go back to note input. And the first thing we're going to do, let's look at the music. Get your 4-part chorales out. I can bring that up here. Let me see if I can get that. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay, so as we look at the original, we see there are basically 4 voices. Now, the one thing we didn't get was this 51 here. There's a way to do that. I'm not sure yet how to do that. Maybe somebody can figure that out and let us all know. That'd be nice. But everything else, I think we can do pretty well. Okay, you see the rhythms aren't too complex. Basically, we have quarter notes, eighth notes, half notes. We have some fermatas. We have a tie we have to know how to do. We've got some accidentals. We do have some 16th notes right there. We have the pickup measure. Now we are going to, when you have a pickup measure like this in this piece, so we've got beat 4 here in this incomplete bar. So it starts on beat 4. And in the last measure, we're only going to have 3 beats. So keep that in mind. Now, as we look at this, so basically there are 4 voices. We could call this soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. And we want to do one voice at a time. So in the treble clef, we have 2 voices. And in the bass clef, we have 2 voices. So when we put that in the music, we're going to use layers, and those are right down here. So you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we don't actually need to use all 4 because we only have 2 layers in each voice. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the 2 layers, the 1 and 2. So let's put in the soprano voice first. So it starts on G, and you can just click it in. You can see I'm clicking those in, or I can also play them in. I've got a keyboard here. So there's G, A, C, D. And then to get a half note, I can click over here on this keypad, or I can just hit 5. So I hit 5 and it automatically went there, and I'll play that C in and it gives me that C. But I do need a fermata on that C as well. So what I'm going to do is go to this. There's some various icons across the top here. If I choose the fermata and choose that fermata, it actually adds a fermata to it. So then I'm going to move ahead. I moved the cursor ahead. I took it off there, and I can unselect that fermata. I'm going to go back to the notes, which is the whole note here at the top right. And I go on with eighth note. So again, I could just hit the quarter note or the eighth note, and whoops, or I could change it with my keypad. So if I hit a 3, it goes to the eighth note, 4, quarter, 5, 6, 3, let's see, 2, I get a 16th, 1, I get a 32nd. So you can see I can just use my keypad, which I find that kind of helpful to use that. So we're going to go on with eighth note. So let's see, good. And back to a quarter note, which is 4, D, E, eighth notes, 3, into 4, B, A, G. And again, I'm going to grab that fermata, and I'll just pop it on there. I think I could just do that. Oops. There, now we're good. And we'll go back. I moved it ahead with my cursor back to this. I don't want that on. And we're going to go on to another quarter note, which is another G. and to a quarter note C, eighth notes, say 3, B, C. Whoops, I used my backspace. I like to use these you can see I'm using my backspace keys so where I can get where I want. So I'm at B, I'll move it there, and I'll just play that C a little better. I hit the cracks there. I got 2 notes. Okay, B, C. I'll go to 4, D, and again, A. Now I'm at the end of the line, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. Just keep going. We'll fix this later. So we're going to we will change that before we're finished, but you just basically want to get the music in and don't worry about it. I'm going to just hit Command S2. It's probably saved already because I had it set for 2 minutes, but just to be sure, I'll just do that. Now I'm going to change this to an eighth note and put in the G, the F sharp, and again, I had to play F sharp because it's in the key signature. If I played an F, if you did play an F, you got a natural sign there, which you really don't want right there. Later on you'll want that, but not right there. I'm going to go to E and D, and we'll put another fermata on that. And again, I'm just going to click on that. Whoops. There, that was good. Take the fermata off. And back to here. What comes after? Whoops, I don't want to do that, do I? Put that on. Now I'll move the cursor. I got to move the cursor off before I take that off. Now let's try it. Now we'll go back to there. After that D, we've got another D. We've got A. 3 A's, a B. We'll go to 3 on the eighth notes. And then we got 4, which I'm using my numeric keypad. I'm getting the quarter note. I'm just reading the top line. Don't worry about the second voice yet. We will get that in. Go to 3. Again, I'm going to do eighth notes. I've got G, A, back to 4, which is my quarter note. And 3, I've got eighth notes. Back to 4, I've got A. Back to 3. 4, half note, it'll be 5. And I'm going to put a fermata on that. Now if I put that blue line, I think, right on it. Now if I do that, see, that just adds that fermata. I go use my arrow key to move it forward. I'm going to go back to the note entry. So after that fermata, I've got quarter notes. So I'll go here. I'll put in G, G. Now I've got a G half note, so that's 5. And the G quarter note, which is 4. Okay, I'm going to save that. That is the soprano line. Okay, I've got some extra measures here. And I can select those. Let's see. How can I do that? Let's see if I go. Oh, yeah, there. So what I could do, if I click on this measure right here, and then hold my shift key down, click on that measure, hit the delete key. Oh, I should delete. Well, let's go back to here. There we go, to this delete button. Yes, there we go. All right, we're going to do it again. Probably got some extra measures here. I might have to do it a few times. Yep. Okay. Keep going. Do it again. Shift key. We're going to delete all these. We're getting all these measures. Gave us a lot of extra measures. There we go. Now we're getting at the end. So we do it one more time. Delete. And we're going to delete that. And then we'll end up. Actually, I think we ended up pretty good, didn't we? All right. Yeah, so basically it set it just like the original score was. So if you look at your score, that's the soprano line we're seeing in Sibelius. So it's now the score is actually set up correctly. Okay, so we've got the whole soprano line in, and we've got the fermatas, we've got the rhythms correct. So that looks pretty good. Let's put the second layer in. So we're going to go ahead and go down here on the keypad, these lower voices we can choose. We're going to go to the second voice, and we'll keep saying treble clef. We'll get the quarter note, and we'll start. You see that one's a little different color. The first one was purple. We got a green color for the second voice, so that's kind of neat. All right, E, and then we're going to go to eighth notes. So I'm hitting the 3, I'm going to play D, E, and then back to 4, F sharp, E, G, and now I'm going to go to 3, which is the 8th note, and I'm going to play G, F natural, because you can see the F natural there, and you can see it automatically gave me that, to 5, half note, beautiful. Going back to 3, 8th notes, and then 4 would be, 3 would be the 8th note, and we need a quarter note. Well, there we are, looking good. 3, 8th notes. Move that out of the way so I can make sure I'm doing this right. And back to 4. And we'll go to 3. And we'll go to the next voice. We're going to have a C sharp there. So I'll go to 4. If I play in, I think it just gives me that. See, if I play it in, it just creates it. So we go to D, F sharp, 8th note 4, no 3, and so that's going to be A, and then the quarter note back to G, 8th note to F sharp, 8th note, and the 8th note A, to a quarter note, to a half note, 6, no 5, finale at 6, so I'm kind of, oops, I'm in the wrong spot. How did I get there? Just a minute. Oh, I did that measure twice, didn't I? So, dude, I made a mistake. Okay, I got to delete a measure. Can't, okay, let's go here. Cancel, okay. So if I go there, whoops, I don't want that. Yeah, that's what I want. Now I'm going to hit the shift key. Now I'll just go to home and delete. Take that out. Yes. I think I'm still okay. All right. Yep, that looks good. So now I'm going to go to a half note here. We'll put it right there. F sharp, get 8th notes, we'll go to 3, and we're going to play in D, E, F quarter note, and it does give me the accidental, and then on to E, E, and then D. Now don't worry about, we do have a rest there, but don't worry about that. Again, this can all be fixed. Oh, we did forget to put the fermata on that, so let's go ahead and add that fermata. At least I forgot, you might have not. But I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. There we go. All right, so we've got the soprano voices in. We have both the soprano and alto. Now we're going to go down to bass clef. And again, I'm just going to use layer 1 on the bass clef because we can just use layer 1 and 2. We don't have to use 3 and 4. If you're putting 4 voices in one clef, then of course you would need to do that. But if you're just using 2 voices in a clef, you really only need to use 1 and 2. So let's just stick with 1 and 2. I mean, you can do it a different way if you want, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, so we've got B. Whoops, go back to here. Use my cursor to get back. Use my arrow keys. B, C, B. And then I'm going to go to 3, A, D, and then back to 4, B, back to 3. I was practicing reading bass clef. It's not my greatest. E, C, back to 4, B, and then the half note on 5. My numerical key 5. I'm going to go to 4 for the quarter notes. I've got E, F natural, G, D, D. Now here I've got a tie to an eighth note. So to get that tie, if you just click in the numeric keypad, or this little keypad right here, it's probably a way to do it. I wonder if I just hit this one. Oh yeah, I'm using this corresponds to the numeric keypad. So what I did, I just used the little enter sign on the right, and it actually did it. So it's pretty, yeah, actually this corresponds. I just realized something I didn't know. So this is exactly like your numeric keypad. Wow, I wonder. So, okay, there's that. I wonder, no, I can't. So that's the top row. Isn't that cool? I discovered something. Let's keep discovering this. This is fun. All right, so I'm going to go to 3, which gives me my eighth note, and I'll play the D, and then the C, and then I'm going to go to 4, and I'll play in the B and the G. Okay, I guess I changed this a little bit. We'll fix this later. It's okay. It's all good. We're doing good. B, G, and now I'm at A. And we're going to go to eighth notes. And then to the quarter note D. And then we go to D and eighth notes. I'm going to go to 3, A, G, quarter note on F sharp, eighth notes, G. I'm going right up the scale here. I'm going to play C sharp and change back to 4, which is my quarter note, D, D. Now eighth notes. Now I'm hit my enter key to get my tie. And I'll put the half note, hit 5, D, and then I'm going to play the quarter notes in 4. I'm at D, B, G, C, B, and there we go. I'm going to hit save. I have the soprano, alto, tenor. Now I need to go to the bass part. So I'm going to choose the second layer. And I can go here, start right at the beginning there. I will change that to my eighth note sound. So I'm going to play in G, whoops, it jumped ahead of me. G, F sharp, whoops. Oh, you know what's interesting? So yeah, this actually changes. It doesn't change the note. There we go, G, F sharp. So it changed it back to a quarter note when I moved it back there automatically, which I think is probably kind of good. G, E, G, F sharp, E, E, F sharp, and then we'll go to the quarter note, G, D, and we'll go back to this, E, D, and we'll go to quarter note, C, G, half note 5, C, and we're going to add the fermata right there. Let's go put the cursor back on that note. We'll just put it right there. We'll go over now. All right, now I'm going to go back to my note entry. Whoops, let me make sure I take that off. Yeah. All right, move that cursor over. And we're going to, whoops, I didn't want to do that. That's what I want. Now I want to go to here. Oops. Don't know why that's not doing that. Okay, don't want that. Here's what I want. And I want to go to this. There we go. Got to get that started. All right, so I've got, oh, I lost my fermata, didn't I? All right, go back. Let's put that fermata back on. See if I can keep that. Move it ahead. All right, there we go. Might be better to come back and add the fermatas now that I'm messing around with this a little more. So there's our first fermata. We're going to go to here, and that's an E. Not that high. Back to, that's a C, to an E. Now we're going ahead to 4, which is E, D, C, F sharp. Oh, cool. And then we'll go to 3, G, B, 4, D, and we want to fermata read this note. So I am going to go ahead and just put it in. I'm going to come back and add those. I think it's easier. And then to 3, G, A, B, C, D, C, and then B, G, and to 4, A, down to low D. And then we're going to go to 8th notes again, 3, up an octave to D, E, F sharp, G, A, C sharp, D, C. So we go to 4, B, back to 8th notes. Change this to an 8th note. Oops, 3. That's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, a quarter note on G, to a half note here, to an 8th note, B, A, and then G. And then we're going to go to C on an 8th note, 3, we'll go to 2 for the 16ths, and then 8th notes back to 3, C, C, and then to 4 on G. Okay, we got everything in. Now let's add the fermatas that we didn't add in. So I didn't add one there, so I'm going to go back to this, and I can just go down to this note. There we go, we got that fermata. We can add this one. I'm just clicking on these. Go to 6 for a half note. Oops, is it going to give me a half note? Oh, there. Oops, I think I want a B there, don't I? Or do I want a D? No, D. So I changed the note. Yep. That's one reason you might want to have a little bigger view, because sometimes it's easier to get these when you want them. All right, I'm going to take that fermata off. Okay, that should be good. I'll save it. Let's see if we can play this. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to hit play. Nice. And I can probably, if I want to change the tempo, let me see, where's the tempo? Let me see. What if I just type it in here? Tempo. Calibrate. Okay. No. Well. Okay, I don't know that it worked. Anyhow. All right, so we did that. Now we do need to get rid of this rest here because we want to end up with only 3 beats. So I'm going to go back to home, and I'm going to go to cut. Now I can just cut these out, I think. Whoops, not that. I don't want that much cut out, that's for sure. I think I can cut this out. Oh, I got to go to layer 1. Yep, cut, and cut. Oh yeah, there we go. Cut, cut. Oh, Yeah, that's it. Command save. All right. I think I did it. That's it. Hey, let's see if we can print it. Let's go to print or export. Let's export this. We'll export a PDF. Let's see what it looks like. We're just going to go here, score only, file name, 4-part chorales, project 1 PDF. There, do not change the layout. We'll just go to export. Okay, so let's see. Let's try that again. So I'm going to go to File, Export. So it went to my scores. So there it is. It is in there. So I got to get to that. Let me go to that. I'm in my Finder. I'm going to go to Command New, and I get this. Go to my Documents, Scores, and there it is. Let's open that. Okay, so this is the PDF. This is what it would look like if it printed. Yeah, I could take off this 6 right here. I might take that off. If I go back, let me see. So I'm gonna go here. If I go to cut, I think I can take that off. I can just go here, select that, and I can cut it. Maybe. Can I cut it? Let me see, how else could I get rid of that? Oh, I know one thing. No, I did end up with the right, it ended up actually in the right spot, didn't it? Huh, that's pretty cool. Let's go back to this. So I didn't figure out how to get rid of that 6, but it did actually end up with the correct layout. I didn't need to change that, but I discovered how you could do that if you were in the program and you wanted to. You would go to think, no. Okay. Let me see measures. Okay. I think it would be on layout. It would be a system break. That's how you did it. So you take a single bar line, and like if you do that, see now if I hit system break, now it changed it. So that's how you do that. So you could do that anywhere. You just hit the bar line like this, and then system break, and it changes the system. I don't really want that. I like what I have, but that's just how you could do it. Okay, so that's the exercise. If you are still working on this, if I have not seen it yet, just do this, please. Just go in here, complete this, and go to text, and you can just go to here to styles, and just pick composer, and just click right there. Or let's try a different one. Text, no, let's not do that. Go to styles and click lyricist. Let's try that. If we go right there. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. And you can say Brian Morris Project 1 MUS 172. There we go. And then you can just print it, or you export it. That's probably better, and you can just send it to me. And we'll just go here. We'll go to that. We'll go to export. And let me go back to my file. Did it export it? Yeah, okay, put my name on it. That's it. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so turn that in, and I can give you a score on it. Okay? Make sure you got credit for doing that. All right, thanks everybody. Let's keep going. Good work.